5 in 10 from Skywatch TV for Monday, November 6th, 2023. I'm Derek Gilbert. Topic number 5 today, of course, is Israel. Tens of thousands of pro-Palestinian protesters descended on the White House Saturday evening. Some estimates ranging from a low end of 100,000 to some as high as 300,000 protesters in D.C. over the weekend, chanting Allahu Akbar, Allah is greater. That's what that means. And a pejorative, an insult to Joe Biden that I cannot repeat on this program. They also chanted the increasingly popular slogan, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." Please understand what that means. It means we want Israel eliminated. The Arabic original of that slogan makes it clear. In the Arabic original, it literally translates as "from the water to the water, from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean, Palestine will be Arab." That's what they're saying. Whether the protesters know this or not, that's what they're saying. Anyway, large crowds also protested over the weekend in London, Paris, other cities around the world. 1.6 billion Muslims, 14 million Jews in the world. You can understand why the Israelis might be just a little bit concerned about these protests. House of Representatives here in the U.S. on Thursday passed a bill that would send military aid to Israel and fund it with cuts to the Internal Revenue Service budget. This, of course, follows the passage of the big stimulus bill passed by the Biden administration that added a lot of funding to the IRS. They say it's to add more agents to chase after the wealthy. You and I both know that they'll be chasing after average Americans. We'll see how this goes because it is, according to Senate Democrats, dead on arrival in the Senate. President Biden has vowed to veto this bill. Democrats want to connect funding for Israel to funding for Ukraine. They want to continue the war against Russia in Ukraine with American funding by tying it to Israel, support for Israel, which has bipartisan support. This bill that passed the House of Representatives would not only pay the Department of Defense to replace equipment that's been sent to Israel, it would also fund research for new aerial defense systems being developed by Israel, including the Iron Beam aerial laser defense, ground-based lasers that would shoot down incoming missiles. And also fund the Department of State's programs to evacuate U.S. citizens from harm's way in the region. Again, Democrats pushing a bill to tie funding for Israel to support for Ukraine. Republicans tying support for Israel to cuts in the IRS budget, which would be politically popular with most conservatives anyway. It is terrible that this sort of this is the way the sausage gets made in Washington, D.C., but this is how humans have governed for millennia, so I guess we shouldn't be surprised. Let's see who blinks first. Topic number 4, Turkey. Over the weekend, Türkiye, the correct pronunciation now according to the Turks, said Saturday it's recalling its ambassador to Israel in protest of its ongoing campaign in Gaza. The Turkish Foreign Ministry said their ambassador was being recalled in view of the unfolding humanitarian tragedy in Gaza. Turkey now says that it has written off Benjamin Netanyahu as a potential partner for peace. This was after relations between Israel and Turkey had begun to warm in recent months. Turkey joins Bahrain and Jordan in pulling its ambassador from Israel in protest. Now, while this was happening, Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan was in Kazakhstan for the 10th annual meeting of the Organization of Turkish States. This Turkic people, they occupy a wide swath of land across Asia, from western China, Xinjiang province, the Uyghurs are Turkic, through, of course, Turkey, but that includes all of the stands, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan. All of those are basically Turkic. Azerbaijan, also Turkic. And the Turks have been pushing for a pan-Turkic movement for a long time. Remember that for 500 years, Asia and a big chunk of Eastern Europe was ruled by the Ottoman Empire, Turks. The Muslim Brotherhood was founded in the late 1920s after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire to bring back the caliphate. That's kind of what this is all about. The theme of this year's meeting is the age of Turks, or Turk time. Now, maybe there's nothing nefarious here. I just note that Turkey has been reaching out to Native American, Native Alaskan, and Native Hawaiian people, student exchanges, cultural exchanges, things like that, since 2011. In fact, Türkiye was the first foreign government to send a formal delegation to the annual Reservation Economic Summit, which is the leading American Indian Economic Summit development conference. This was back in 2011. So they're playing a long game here. Again, maybe nothing nefarious, but on the other hand, and by the way, you may be wondering, why American Indians? You know, Siberian land bridge. They believe that genetically they're related. And that may be true. But again, reaching out to people inside other nations and fostering relationships, maybe there's nothing to see here. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but maybe they really do want to take over the world. Topic number 3, game over in Ukraine. Let's be honest and blunt. Ukraine has lost its war with Russia. For 5 months, the counteroffensive has been ongoing, launched in early June, and to this point, well, as you can see, the area in red, which Russia captured last spring of 2022, is still red. It's still Russian. The Ukrainians have gained about 1% of that territory back, and they've lost a lot of men and materiel in doing it. NBC News reported on Friday that with the world's attention now fixed on the war between Israel and Hamas, U.S. and European officials are now behind the scenes quietly conferring with Ukrainian officials to say, you know, what would you be willing to live with for peace? In other words, can you live with giving up the Donbass and the land bridge to the Crimean Peninsula? I mean, not only is Ukraine not getting the Crimea back, it's not going to get the Donbass back either. Now, bear in mind, those areas are mostly ethnic Russians anyway. The question, I guess, is what will it take for Vladimir Zelensky to say, okay, let's sit down and talk? I hate to be so cynical, but it might take some under-the-table incentives. Coming up, well, topic number 2. If you're watching this, you may be a terrorist. You would think with hundreds of thousands of pro-Hamas protesters descending on the White House, the FBI would be looking elsewhere for domestic terror threats. But no, according to an investigative report that took several months of research, William Arkin in Newsweek magazine, which is only online anymore, they don't actually print the magazine, she said that the FBI is actually so convinced that Trump supporters are the problem that they've created a new category of extremists to track. And that would be those who voted for Trump and might vote for him again. According to Arkin, the FBI, which is supposed to pursue and prevent domestic terrorism without direct reference to political party or affiliation, is actually focusing on Trump supporters. Now, the Biden administration, from the president on down, has presented Donald Trump and his supporters as the greatest threat to American democracy and security that exists. The FBI following suit. The media can take some responsibility. I mean, when commentators in the corporate media characterize professing Christians like new Speaker of the House Mike Johnson as more dangerous to America than Hamas, literally, we've seen that in a couple of cases, then it's no wonder that low information voters who get all of their information about the country from the news, the corporate media, it's no wonder that they would consider conservative Christians to be an actual threat. This also provides political cover for the FBI to target the political opponents of the deep state, like Donald Trump and his supporters. So we should just make it easy for the American voters and change the acronym, FBI. Oh, keep the acronym, but we'll just change what it stands for. From Federal Bureau of Investigation, we'll just change it to following Biden's instructions. Coming up, best 911 call ever. That's next on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure you know how you can get your copy of this incredible new book in the Before Genesis Master Collection. When you order the Before Genesis Master Collection from the SkywatchTVStore.com, you'll receive the brand new book, Before Genesis, The Unauthorized History of Tohu, Bohu and the Chaos Dragon in the Land Before Time by Dr. Thomas Horn and Donna Howell. In this phenomenal new work, you'll learn about the debate raging between the Old Earth and the Young Earth creationist groups, what the Earth was like during the without form and void era of Genesis 1-2, how ancient archaeological sites like Göbekli Tepe and the Doorway of the Serpent point to an intelligent race of beings on Earth alive before the time of Adam and under Lucifer's fallen influence. And for the first time ever, the conclusion to the events of Genesis that merges all contributing voices from not only the young and old creationist groups, but the scientific community as well, into one balanced and agreeable climax. But that's not all. You'll also receive the amazing DVD, What Lies Beneath, The Lost Secrets of the Watchers Below Göbekli Tepe, featuring archaeologist and author Dr. Aaron Judkins and best-selling author Derek Gilbert as they reveal Göbekli Tepe's historical use as a place of watchers worship, the evidence of a cult that venerated human skulls and reptilian creators, and the links between the god of Göbekli Tepe and the Bible. Also included in this must-have master collection are the digital, downloadable e-book versions of the Earth's earliest ages, Unearthing the Lost World of the Cloud Eaters, and the Apocrypha, including the Book of Enoch. These three masterpiece works will be available for download immediately when you place your order for the Before Genesis Master Collection and are being included in this offer absolutely free. All of these items hold a retail value of over $85. Yours now for your donation of only $35 plus shipping and handling. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Before Genesis Master Collection right now.
Item number one today, this is not why you should call 911, but if you're going to, a police officer I think would rather meet this at the door than, say, an armed suspect. A boy in Florida dialed 911, footage from the officer's body cam and from the security doorbell camera at the home found that when Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies showed up at a home with a 911 call, the mother said, I don't know what you're talking about. No one here has called 911. It's like, then she said, maybe we can talk to my son, little boy. He's got a disconnected cell phone, but he doesn't even know what 911 is. Now, I didn't know this, but even cell phones that are not connected to a service are still connected to the 911 network. And you can dial 911. So Deputy Scott Pracht of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office spoke to the little boy, and as you can see in the picture, he's getting a hug. The boy called the police because he wanted to give a policeman a hug. They did confirm he did, in fact, dial 911. Sheriff's deputies responded. Deputy Pracht did explain to the young man that this is only to be used when you're in trouble or your mom's in trouble, but still, all things considered, a pretty good 911 call from the standpoint of the boy and the deputy. He was pretty gentle in the video. This week on Skywatch TV, we begin a new series. Is there a spirit at work inside Washington, D.C.? Well, if you're watching this program, you're probably saying, well, duh. That's the point. The final book, authored by Tom Horn, with contributions for a number of regulars at Skywatch TV, Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis, Gary Stearman, yours truly, contributing chapters to the new book, Legion, for We Are Many. Tom Horn, the lead author on the book. This series kicks off this week. You'll find a broadcast schedule, skywatchtv.com/channels. You can watch the program right now at our YouTube or our Roku or Apple TV channels. Also the YouTube channel for the main program at Skywatch TV Now. rumble.com/skywatchtv, or better yet, get our free mobile app, which guarantees we will never get canceled. All of our video content is there. as well as other features like a Bible with multiple translations, audio Bible, no less, and much, much more. It's available for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets. Again, it is free of charge. We have links to their app stores at our website to make it easy to find the one that is right for your device. Thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.